We are going to be diving now into Romans 13:8. Now you can see here that we've got the Greek up here. I go through these in different colors. So first we have the Greek in the black. Then we're going to go through with another color. We're actually going to parse and break down each word. And then we're going to go through and we're going to do a direct, like word for word translation. And then we're going to put in the last step here, we're going to put it in a little bit more understandable English. But first, let's go ahead and read through Romans 13:8. Medeni meden afelete e me ta alelus agapan hagar agapan tan heteran naman pepleroken. Okay, so now you can go through using your app and whichever resource that you want to use, and you can go through and take all the parsing. So we're going to look at what each one does and the purpose and the parsing. So Medeni, we're going to see here, it has this as dative, singular, masculine. And then we have accusative, singular, masculine. Aphelete, we see here present active imperative. Second person, and I believe it's plural, excuse me. Yep. Okay, A and main, these go together and to make a word, but this is conjugate and then this is an adverb. Okay, ta elelus. This is, let's see, accusative neuter, accusative plural. This is accusative singular neuter, and excuse me. Yep, and then present active infinitive. And then we have down here nominative singular masculine. And this is present active participle nominative singular masculine. And then we have accusative singular masculine. And then this is perfect active indicative. Third person singular. All right, so now we're going to go through here and see what it actually says. All right, so if you look, and you can look at, you can dive even further in these and look at Strong's if you want to, but we're going to go through and do just the literal, which I said is a bad word for this, but a word for word translation, okay? So dative, singular, masculine, we're probably going to have a 2 or 4 here. This is to anyone. Okay. This is nothing. Present active imperative. So what do we know about the imperative? That it's a command, right? And so this is you, plural. Okay. And if we look at the word there, it's O. So you, O. The combination of these two, you'll notice there's like in Blue Letter Bible, you'll look at them and there's a, you know, like this, and then it'll have may, and it has the combination that it actually has an arrow like that. It means that it's the combination of those two together that create this word, okay? Which is accept. Ta elalus. This is, this means like one another. Okay, and this again, we have an infinitive. So it's to plus the verb, so to love. Okay, gar is one of those conjunctions that it almost always comes second in the phrase or in the sentence, but really in English we usually put this at the front, so for whatever that's worth. So this is for, but this is going to be matching something else here. Let's see. But let's take a look here. First, we got agapon, which is a present active participle nominative singular masculine. So, so he, maybe the one, maybe we're going to just take a look at this, who loves. Because this is actually matching here. So see this, nominative singular masculine, and you have the gar in between. So this is telling us he, the one, nominative singular masculine, it's he, or the one, it's one of those, okay? We have the, this is telling us this is in our substantive participle, okay, that's adverbial, okay? So we don't have anything else here that's going to be there to do anything else, okay? So these together are he, the one, or the one who loves, okay? Ton heteron nomen, which this is like, this can also be different, but I'm going to translate this one like it's another, like the other, so that's kind of the concept there. This is the law. And then perfect, active, indicative, third person singular. So something here has fulfilled, okay? I wanted to put a passive in there and I kept looking at this. Okay, so has fulfilled. So now we're taking a look at this and we're going to have to try to put this in a way that we best understand it. So let's take a step back and just read what we have here. So if we're looking at this, to anyone, nothing, you, plural O, except one another to love, for he who loves another, the law has fulfilled. So we kind of get a little bit of an idea. It actually worked out nicely because I think this is all a phrase up here and this is all a phrase. Like I said, the gar, it almost always shows up as the second at the beginning of a phrase or a sentence. So, but it's starting in that other phrase. So this tells us this is going to start somewhere else. So we'll go in and just put for here. Okay, so let's take a look here at this first phrase. To anyone, nothing you owe except one another to love. Well, let's start where we always start in the English with the subject. So what's the subject? Do we have anything here in the nominative? We don't, okay? So what are we going to look for next? If we don't have anything in the nominative, we're looking for something that's then going to be shown then probably in our verb, right? And now here's our verb here. Present active, imperative, second person plural. Well, that is why we don't see a subject. It's because it's the second person plural and it's imperative. It's a command. So you owe. So we're going to start with that in the English, okay? If we have to move this stuff around, we will. You owe. Well, what do you owe? Well, we're looking for a direct object. Now this has except here, so this is probably going to be starting another phrase here. We have accusative right here. So we owe nothing. Remember, our direct object is an accusative. You owe nothing. Well, and then the dative, to anyone. You owe nothing to anyone except what? To love one another. So we can see when we take a look here, our direct objects have actually been coming before the verbs in these phrases up here, okay? So you owe nothing to anyone except to love one another, for So we're going to look here. For, this is matching here. The one who loves, loves what? Another. And even though, look, these look like they're all the same. They're all same gender number case, accusative, singular, masculine, right? However, these are not one phrase altogether, right? Because we see here, for the one who loves another, what has he done? He has fulfilled the law. What has he fulfilled? The law. Accusative, singular, masculine. Okay? Because here, this participle, it still has something here to share with us. So for the one who loves another, it's not just the one who loves in general. Okay, the one who loves another person, who loves others, right? For the one who loves another, he has fulfilled the law. So that is our first foray here. Romans 13:8 gives us a good idea of how things can be in a different order in the Greek than they are in the English. Sometimes we have to play around with the order of the language so that we can actually go through and see this better picture, okay? And let's take a look. I have the ESV translation written down here in my notes, and this is how it compares with what we have written here, okay? So we have, you owe nothing to anyone except to love one another, for the one who loves another, he has fulfilled the law. Here we have in the ESV, owe no one anything except to love each other, for the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. So we're pretty close there. Sometimes they actually end up sounding a little bit different, just because of one trying to make it sound a little ease maybe some of the awkwardness that can happen in the Greek as we translate, or trying to give some other context or other things like that. But this one's pretty close. So anyway, I hope that helps answer your question. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we have a lot more to do. So congratulations, you have translated some more scripture.